Welcome to today's session, everyone.
We are PreMed CC, a student-led organization established in the fall of 2021.
Our goal as an organization was to create an online program for pre-medical students at community colleges and universities, with the hope of guiding the next generation of diverse and inclusive physicians.
And while we advertise our organization as being for community college students, our events are open to anyone.
We realize that finding guidance and mentorship in a pre-med journey can be especially challenging for first-generation pre-med students,
people that lack the financial resources, or just those who do not know people in the medical field.
One of the best parts about our events is that they are virtual, so you can do it from the comfort of your own home.
We typically have events on Fridays from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 12:30 Pacific Standard Time.
If you aren't able to attend the event, all of our sessions are uploaded on our YouTube channel.
Many of our sessions will end up with a Q&A with the speakers.
Any questions that you have, you may put it in the Q&A session on Zoom, and our team members will read them and have them answer.
After you have attended our event, you can log into our website and complete the quiz, which will contain questions pertaining to our session today.
If you score 70% or higher on the quiz, you will be awarded a certificate to show that you attended our session today.
If you want to stay connected with the upcoming events or just want to tell your pre-med friends about the PreMed CC, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as @PreMedCC.
All right, hello everyone and welcome to today's session. I will be introducing our speakers today. So we have Dr. Siva, who is the National President of AMSA. She joined AMSA in 2017 as a medical master pre-med student and honed her skills in advocacy. She is passionate about reproductive health issues and policies ranging from anti-human trafficking efforts to advocacy around abortion access and affirming care for LGBTQI+ individuals. She wants to continue working on medical education reform, especially in trauma-informed care and interventions, reproductive justice, and public health policies. Dr. Siva loves working on her micro art, hiking, and baking in her free time. We also have Tyra Lee Brett, who is an immigrant from Johannesburg, South Africa. She is a biomedical sciences major who attends the University of South Florida. Tyra Lee is a community college alumni who started her medical journey at Hillsborough Community College. Tyra's passion is serving the underserved and creating a long-lasting impact. Tyra is a volunteer at the Tampa VA and has done undergraduate research. Tyra is the pre-medical trustee for the American Medical Student Association, where she advocates nationally for health-related topics in medical education. Tyra has combined her love for research and advocacy to design projects to enhance access to pre-medical resources for underprivileged students. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Tyra, if you don't mind sharing the PowerPoint slides. Okay. And I'll just do a quick other intro. So exactly as it was said, I was a part of AMSA since 2017 and slowly worked my way up in this organization. And it means so much to me to be a part of this great association. And I'm looking forward to speaking a little bit about what AMSA is to all of you. And then Tyra will take it away in explaining a little bit more about how to start your own pre-medical chapter. Okay. All right.
Can you see it?
Not yet. Oh, there it is. Now I start saying something. There it is. Okay. All right. So AMSA, or American Medical Student Association, I will talk a little bit about how the history behind it and how it got started and what we do currently. All right, let's go to the next slide. I still see the same. Oh, there it is. So why AMSA? So AMSA has been around for 74 years, and we actually were a part of AMA, and because of some ideological differences, we split from AMA and we became our own association. in our organization. But really, why AMSA? AMSA, it provides support for pre-medical medical students, and that's domestic as well as international medical students, and really provides a platform for people to come together, from future physicians to come together and network and have leadership opportunities, and any gaps that are not filled by medical education, it helps fill those gaps. And we have over 350,000 alumni all over the world. And currently we have about 30,000 members as well. This is across the country, across the globe. And we really pride ourselves with advocating on real world topics. So whether it be pharma companies and really helping push them to provide cost-effective drugs, that's something that we work on. Or if you're passionate about creating, community and public health issues and really talking about that, we help you with those. But AMSA really bolsters our medical education, kind of like the gaps that we were talking about. It supports any of your professional and your personal goals. So if you wanted to start your own committee, or if you wanted to start a topic that you're passionate about, hey, reach out to me or Tyra, and we're very happy to help you start that. And we emphasize the importance of, thinking beyond just drugs and diagnosis. It's really a holistic care that we want to see in the medical field. And we promote advocacy, education, networking for all of our members. And this is globally. So we want to connect everyone and make sure that we're providing cost-effective healthcare for everyone. Okay. And who are we? So AMSA has what we were talking about, our history. We're rooted in medical activism, and we're one of the oldest and largest independent associations that is solely run by medical students and pre-medical students. We are committed to reshaping medicine for a better future. And we really believe in putting patients above profits, and we really remain independent in those partnerships. So we never take any pharma money. We also provide a platform for medical students to learn, to lead, and to really find their voice and to make a difference. And we will talk about a little bit more about this, but we have all these opportunities that are open for future physicians. It's because we want all of you to come together to really use your own voice and see yourselves how powerful that you are. Okay. And the AMSA equation. So a little bit about our membership. So we do a 4-year membership. You can also do 1-year memberships, but would really recommend doing the 4-year membership. And it's $75 for 4 years. So that's $25 per year. And this chart, we will share these slides with you, but it goes into the value of what the $75 really gets you for your 4 years. So whether it's pre-medical or 4 years for your medical degree. And there's just so many opportunities, and we have a slide for that. So I'll wait until we speak about that. And if you can please use can we go back for just a second? If you can use the QR code here, and if you want to scan it, it will take you directly to our AMSA page, and you can kind of look through the page a little bit more, and you can also register to be a member. Okay. And this goes more into the partner benefits. So AMSA is partnered with a whole lot of different organizations, but also different companies. So for example, we have we're partnered with BetterHelp. You, as an AMSA member, you get 1 month free telehealth. We're also partnered with Fig Scrubs. So you get a really great discount being an AMSA member. We have great clinical skills opportunities, whether you want to learn how to suture, whether you want to learn how to, do a manual vacuum aspiration. That's slated for medical students, but we have all these different great opportunities. We're also partnered with the Army for these clinical opportunities. We're partnered with AMO, which is helps you with clinical rotations and shadowing opportunities for pre-medical students. We're partnered with global opportunities, especially if you want to go to different countries. So we have Child Family Health International that we're partnered with. We have different resources. So whether you want to learn a different language, hey, Canopy is there for you, and that's at a discounted rate for AMSA members. So there's a host of different opportunities and different partnerships that we have going. Okay. and this continues. So I think wellness and personal products, we talk about the better help here, and there's a whole list here for you guys, and financial services as well. So I'm actually personally currently working with one of our financial groups to see how I can save up and buy a house. These are things that all of us can be using and finding ways. There's travel discounts if you wanted to rent a car when you're traveling. We have a whole host of discounts and partner benefits for all of our AMSA members. And chapter opportunities. I know Tyra is going to talk about this a little bit more, but we have, so many different opportunities, but I will start with one thing. So as a pre-medical student, when you're applying for medical schools and you're filling out your dreaded AMCAS application, there's leadership opportunities, leadership skills that you need to fill out. AMSA has a whole host of leadership opportunities for you. So if you wanted to be a part of different action committees, so we have, I think, over 10 different action committees. There's community and public health. There's wellness and student life. There's racial ethnicity and in medicine. There's so many more. And if you wanted to be a chair for those or a co-chair, there's opportunities for that, and the applications will go up in December. So if you currently do not follow at AMSA National on Instagram, I would highly suggest you to do so, just because all of our information goes up on there too. We also have a very heavily funded reproductive health project, which goes into, especially in today's health climate, with repro choices being limited, very limited. We have a reproductive health project which provides different courses, but also you can look into different ways that you can bring back to your chapters and host maternal mortality, how that's rising, infant mortality cases that's rising because of the abortion access issues. And the other thing that's I would really like to speak about, and Tyra, if you don't mind dropping this into the chat, a link for scholars programs. So we have an AMSA Academy, and because AMSA is really rooted in filling any gaps of medical education that is not provided in pre-medical and medical schools, we've created an AMSA Academy, which has different scholars programs. We have our spring courses coming up soon, and there's 6 different programs that are available to everyone. There's public health, advocacy, there's racism in medicine, and so on and so forth. If you are interested in applying for those or registering for those programs, you can potentially get a publication out of it. You can create a research project and put that and present that at our future Physicians for Change conference that's happening May 30th to June 1st as well. So you'll have a poster presentation. But these are some really great things that can go onto your AMCAS application, but also really bolster you as a future physician. And yeah, we can keep going forward, but please, I'll share all these slides with you as well. So you have the QR codes here. You can read a little bit more in depth about these different projects that we have going on. And we have a recruitment kit that we send out to chapters, and especially to our chartered chapters. And Tyra can speak a little bit more about what chartered chapters are, but we send out pamphlets, we send out to different little trinkets that people like getting free things, and that's something we also put out into our little packet, and we send it out. So if you're interested in starting a pre-medical chapter, we will be able to send you all of this information and something to put in your tabling event as well. And there's more QR codes for you. So up to what I'm really, really passionate about, well, everything that I just said I'm super passionate about, but Future Physicians for Change is our annual conference, and this would be our 74th annual conference. And it's happening May 30th to June 1st in Washington, D.C. And this conference is meant for networking, but it's also really meant for pre-medical students, especially for you to come and take part in the pre-health fair that we have, which has different medical schools coming in there and having set up tables for them, so you can get to speak with them, kind of get to know what they're looking for in their application and prep for it. We also have poster sessions like we were talking about. So if you're interested in presenting your own research, you can do that. Or if you're interested in joining the scholars programs and creating your own research project through that, that's another great way of coming to the poster session and presenting on it. If you're interested in coming and learning a little bit more about what leadership opportunities exist, that's another great way. We also usually have sessions on how to prep for MCAT. We also have great sessions on that. That's another partner benefit that we have. We're partnered with Kaplan, and we have huge discounts for pre-medical students or AMSA members. Really highly recommend coming to the conference. And if you don't have a chapter at school, we can definitely start one. We recently started one at University of Alabama, a pre-med chapter, and at Johns Hopkins, a pre-med chapter. And they're loving it. They're loving all these different opportunities. So I'm going to let Tyra speak about this a little bit more, because she has great, she started her own chapter and she's been doing fantastic and worked her way up to be the pre-medical trustee who's on the board. So I think this might be the last one. Let's see. Do you want to speak about this a little bit, Tyra, about the last slide? Oh,
Yeah, hello.
There you go.
No problem. And I'll put it back up later. I'll just speak to you guys without a bit of a PowerPoint for now. So my name is Tyra Lee. Yes, all those things in the bio. It's so cool to have someone read a bio about you, actually. But one of the biggest things is I am a community college alum. I want to go back to community college. I mean, I'm at a 4-year right now, and my community college was so cool. I miss it so much. But I really was so excited to come and speak to you guys today, because I kind of have this really unique story when it comes to, from community college all the way now into being the pre-medical trustee of an organization. And basically what that means is I oversee 100 pre-med chapters across the country. I am the voice to the board and our staff who are there specifically for medical students, but they have, expanded that to help the pipeline of medicine and the diversity of medicine as well with pre-meds. And I get to be the one who expresses our needs and to see, what I can do to better our futures and our applications in general. So like Rini said, I'm kind of going to walk you through my story to help explain some of the amazing things that you can do, not in a way of like, hey, you have to do this, or I'm telling you what to do, just in a way of like, this is what it can honestly do for you, because it's done it for me as a community college graduate, as an immigrant student who knew nothing about medicine when I got here. So I got here 4 years ago, and I did not know what it was going to be like to be a pre-med. South Africa works very differently with how the pursuit of medicine goes. So I came in knowing nothing, and I was really, really overwhelmed by the whole process. I had happened in my first semester of community college, which was January of 21, so just kind of coming out of COVID, met a professor who had started an AMSA chapter at the community college, the first one that AMSA ever had. And she had started that because she saw the need for our students to have some kind of opportunities outside of the campus, or what the campus wasn't providing. So she signed up for an AMSA chapter, but it kind of died in COVID, so she was kind of done with it. And when I got there, I begged her if I could restart. I was like, let me restart it. This is what I need, because I don't know what's going on, and I know there's a lot of other students that are going to need this. So we started, me and one of my best friends started with the two of us, and I think that was the February or March, and come the summertime, we had over 100 people actively engaged in the chapter. And we do everything on the local level, from general meetings, guest speakers, community service, all stuff like that. But that's great to do on a campus level, but AMSA is so much more. With AMSA, we were able to have discussions with experts from across the country, right? People who were in the White House, to Harvard, to, all the big medical institutions. Mayo Clinic, the head of Mayo Clinic is an AMSA alumni. So we really had these opportunities to connect with people who had the same values and morals as us when it came to wanting to pursue medicine and how we were going to do that. In this holistic kind of fair treatment world. So with that, I was like, I want to be able to do more. I want to be able to get involved more. And I started as the social media volunteer for AMSA National, and I got to work with these incredible med students, like Dr. Silva here, and they all became like family. Like they were so invested in who I was and what I was doing and what I needed to know about the MCAT. And it just kind of became this like sanctuary that I needed because I didn't have that from anyone else. My parents, I'm a first generation, my parents never even went to college. So they didn't really know how to help me. The community college advisors didn't know how to help me. So they really became this family, and we call it family AMSA, FAMSA. And they did. So I wanted to keep growing in that. And I decided to make the crazy jump straight to pre-med trustee, which is the highest position a pre-med can have, which was a little bit crazy, but I did it and I absolutely loved it. I'm in my second year. So not only was leadership and community service and this network of family, this incredible thing I got from AMSA, but they really did start to put me in a position where I could do more for not only my school, but pre-meds across the country. And one of my biggest passions is helping students understand this process and figuring out where community college students with all of our diverse backgrounds have barriers to access for the medical school application. So at my chapter, we actually started a research project to see where students were struggling. Where could we help them? And the results were really sad. Students only had about 20% confidence in the medical school application. These are second year students, right? In a year, technically, according to the timeline, you're applying to med school, right? And you don't understand any bit of it, which is not your fault. And it's not even the community college's fault, really, because they're just there to get you your AA. So we decided, how can we best do this? And we ran a research project. We got that data. And then we started to go to our administration with what was really happening. Look at our students. Look how behind we are in this, this, and this. And they were really, really open to what we had done. And we were able to get a pre-health advisor trained and specifically a pre-med advisor trained for the community college. So now we have someone on the campus who knows what the medical school application looks like and how to get there. My school sends her to conferences across the country to learn and to really develop her skills there. And then we took it one step further and we said to them, okay, well, we also need something to help all these pre-L students, because this was specifically pre-med, but maybe some pre-meds aren't necessarily pre-meds right now. And there are all these pre-health students. So we started an online learning community where over 500 students get to go in and they get to work through modules that are helping them put their CV together, helping them understand what careers there are in medicine, understand what prereqs they need, all things like this. And at the end, they actually earn a white lab coat for your science classes. And our school donates all of that, so students do it for free and they get a white lab coat with, an award and a presentation. We have a full ceremony. So it was like something like that we were able to do. We took that one step further and we went to a local hospital and we said, we know you're not a teaching hospital, but we have underrepresented students who really need to shadow, right? Because how many of us cannot get shadowing? I know there's a lot of you sitting there right now going, yeah, tell me about it. So we took it to them, we showed them the data, and they were really impressed with what we had done so far. And we were able to start an underrepresented shadowing program where every semester 4 students go through the program and get up to 48 hours of shadowing between 4 different specialties, right? So I know I'm tired just speaking about it. It's been a long couple of years, but it's been so empowering, right? Because I had, just this AMSA family who was so supportive in my local community and allowed me to just continue to keep growing some of these programs that we have to impact students for generations to come. I'm not even at the community college anymore, but I still go to all the ceremonies and stuff like that, right? So that was on a local level. And then national is a national organization. And when I brought this idea forward to the board to say, well, is it just my community college? Is it community colleges all over the country? Is it universities all over the country? Where are underrepresented students really struggling? And the board was incredibly, incredibly supportive. And they said, okay, well, we're going to run a national research project, the first of its kind, never been done, a full analysis study of where pre-med students are struggling. There's none in the literature. And we launched it last year. We're so far over 8 institutions, over 500 students, 47% of the students have gone to a community college at one stage, right? So that's just showing you the big populations of community college pre-meds that are going forward and are really pursuing this career with everything in them. So we did that, and we found holes and gaps in so many different areas that we started plugging across the country. One AMSA chapter was able to get their schools to have specific advising time for AMSA pre-meds. One school was able to do multiple poster sessions and get their school to agree for them to do toolkits. One used the research as a way to teach students how to present research and they're all going to go present research at a research day. So we're really trying to grow and expand this opportunity for students. Each student on their campus can do this research. If you're sitting at a day going, I want to, number one, get involved with AMSA, yes, 100%. But number two, I need a research project. I want to look at what the issue is on my campus. You guys can all do that, right? It's super simple and super easy. All you have to be able to do is get an advisor to help you, right? Because we need someone who can handle some of the administration stuff. You'll get in contact with me, but I'll let you know a bit more about that later. And then you can run the project without even being an AMSA chapter yet, if that's something you don't have yet, because we can use the research to be able to build an AMSA chapter and to be able to see where the issues are and see how we can connect it. And if you already have an AMSA chapter or you're going to make an AMSA chapter anyway after this, you can also do the research and you will be able to put a research poster and a research project and a poster session guaranteed on your CV, because every year we go and present at the AMSACon poster session. Last year we had 2 posters that went, the national version and the HCC Community College version. We actually had the national one win, and the runner-up was the HCC poster session, right? So it's a really cool opportunity to get involved. We're working with students from across the country, community college, and four-year institutions to really start seeing where we can help students. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm sure we're going to give out our contact information. That's also something you can get involved in. So I've done a lot, right? Besides that, I've been able to travel the country and really, really work with some incredible mentors, physicians, and med students to start figuring out this process and advocating on a national level. In November, me and Rohini get to go to this really prestigious awards dinner. We get to give an award to someone who's done incredible humanitarian advocacy, and we get to network with people who, I promise you, have stories that sound made up. They are so cool. I mean, people who have advocated not only for prisoners, but in war, have done some really, really big life-changing things for policies and research across the country and the world. So AMSA is that place where you can be fostered, not even if trustee sounds like that's not your thing. We have little things for everyone, and that's what I love. Like, some of my friends joined the wellness committee, right? And they were able to come up with ideas like starting a cookbook with all healthy, easy recipes so that, while we're busy, you have something there for you. I know our Reach has created a first-generation medical student book, right? So there's all these little passions where if you have something where you want to really start to talk about and start to expand on, we have a place for you, not only on your campus, but also at a national level. And I like to say that all my AMSA family is where I'm going to sleep on their couches when I go for my medical school interviews. So that's going to be a lot cheaper for me. So I know there was a lot of information in a very short time, but I just really wanted to show you how incredible of a journey this can be if you get involved with a national organization that is over 70 years old and has been doing this work, because you're really able to find connections with some people that are going to help you pursue this dream more so than you would if you were even at a four-year institution. So back to kind of starting a chapter. If that's something you are interested in, then it's pretty simple. The biggest thing that you would want to do is get you and 4 friends to sign up to be AMSA members, and we can help you with all these steps. Sign up to be AMSA members, and then you fill out a 1-page form, super simple, super easy, document that says you chartered, so you're going to respect our rules, you're going to respect the fact that you're not going to change the logo, little things like that, nothing big. And then we kind of give you recommendations to how we would like you to go about things. We want you guys to come to our chapter officer training and see all our benefits so that when you have your monthly meetings, you can tell your chapter about them. But we don't control your chapter at all. It's completely up to you. Whatever your passion is, we're there to assist, to help, to pour into, so we can do the suturing clinics with you guys and all the different workshops. But if you guys have a passion and you want to start a fun run, start a fun run. If you want to do a car wash, do a car wash. You know, like our chapters do amazing things. Some of them that are so unique and interesting, and you get to be that leader and take that and write that on your application about how you started something at your chapter or at your college that's going to be there when you're gone, right? So that's something, leaving a legacy is a really important thing for medical school applications, and it's something you get to talk about in multiple different ways. So you get your 5 friends, you fill out the charter, and you kind of decide how you want to lead it. We do like to say that you should have an advisor. You do not have to put one down on the charter, but we do really recommend it because you want someone who's going to be at the campus for a while because we're constantly rotating. So we would love you to have an advisor who can just at least keep access to the email account, right? To pass that on over. So get someone involved. It doesn't have to be an advisor that's in your advising offices. One of mine is a chemistry professor, right? So like that's all you need to do is get a couple of students who are really actively involved in this and connect with me and Rohini. And our job is to get you speakers and opportunities and ideas and whatever we can do to best help you. That's what we're here to do as a community. So if that's something you're interested in, and that's kind of the process, it's all on our website at amsa.org. If you follow us on our social medias, it's also there too. Rohini, did I miss anything in that?
That was perfect. I also just wanted to end with, you know, as a pre-medical student, your voice is very, very powerful. You can advocate for your future patients. You can contribute to research. You can engage in these different educational initiatives that you think pre-medical students aren't getting. You can participate in healthcare policy discussions. You are going to be a future physician. And you can really promote innovation, advocate for mental health support, really play a role in diversity and inclusion efforts. There's so many things that, you know, anything that you're passionate about, you can do. And joining an organization like American Medical Student Association and really working with within these leadership opportunities, you can contribute to healthcare reform discussions, really amplifying your influence and your voice as well. And your journey from pre-medical to physician status, this whole association, it equips you with knowledge, with experiences to positively impact the healthcare field in the future. And your voice and your actions really have a potential to shape the future of medicine. And that is exactly what we want you to do at AMSA. It's all about how you can go forward and be the best version of yourself and be the best physician that you can be. So if you would like to start an organization, if you'd like to start a chapter, like Tara was saying, we're very happy to provide our contact information. Please feel free to reach out to us and we can go through the whole step-by-step process with you and help you set it up. And again, exactly like Tara was saying, you can do anything that you're interested in. We'll provide you some guidance, but you are free to come up with any projects that you're interested in. When I started my pre-medical chapter, I was very interested in talking about anti-human trafficking efforts. So that's what we did. And that's what a lot of our members were also interested in. So you are free to do anything that's of interest for you, and however we can support at National AMSA, we will do so. And Tara's dropped our emails there as well. Feel free to email us and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Do you guys have a Q&A?
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop it in the Q&A. I mean, this is kind of your session. You know, if we have any questions about AMSA, we could easily get hold of Dr. Siva and Tyra, but this is kind of your time to ask questions in the Q&A. I dropped a link about the website about jumpstarting your chapter? I know this is a question that I got from somebody that they said that they had a chapter at their school, but they don't have it anymore. What do they have to do? What are those steps?
Yeah, I can take that one. So it's pretty much the same as if you were starting a new one, right? So we have gone through like a new recharting process after COVID, because that's when a lot of the chapters ended. So we are seeing a lot more students having to start chapters. So again, get 4 friends, sign up for AMSA, you fill in the documents, the bylaws on the website, and I can even meet with you, and we can do it in a Google Meet or a Zoom call, and you submit that, and we don't reject charters, so you will more than likely then have that charter be approved, and you can start your chapter. So a pretty simple process, the same kind of one, is just getting people through.
All right, we do have one question in the Q&A. They are asking, can we access the workshops without having a chapter at our school?
100% you can. Especially for clinical workshops, whether it's like suturing or other workshops that we have, it's better with a bunch of people because then it's easier for us to like come together and teach a group of people. But you can access it at any time. So we also do virtual certain virtual workshops as well, and you're free to join in there.
Yeah, and that can kind of be the place where you kind of want to see if you've got people interested in an AMSA chapter. Maybe if we do have one of those sessions at your school, we can kind of open that up to, hey, are any of you interested in actually making this a real thing, right? Are you interested in being a chapter, and seeing if that kind of piques interest? Most of the time it does, because everyone loves to suture. I know I did. So definitely stuff like that we can help with. Any kind of speaker or workshop we can have, we can kind of gauge whether it would be a good fit for you guys to have a chapter or not. Even without a chapter, though, you can register to be a member. So I want to make that clear in case you don't have a chapter and you can't get 4 people to join you because they're just lame, then you guys can go ahead and sign up to be an AMSA member, and you have access to all of our deals and discounts. You can come to all of our like big primary care weeks where we do a whole bunch of sessions with experts. You can sign up for the scholars programs. You can get involved with national leadership without having to have a chapter at your campus, but obviously having a local community helps as well.
Absolutely. I also just wanted to add in, and I'm sure, both of us said this, but if you're interested in research opportunities, we can help with that. If you're interested in leadership opportunities, we can help with that. If you're interested in community service opportunities, we can help with that. Especially that's a great thing for chapters to organize together. If you're interested in mentorship opportunities, we can help with that. So if there's anything that you can think of, AMSA really wants to provide everyone the same pathway, like, successful pathway into medical school, giving you that powerful voice that we were talking about. So feel free to ask us any other questions.
I do want to mention something that I hadn't mentioned talking, but just while we wait for some questions to come in, one of the big things we also have, a lot of community colleges are associated with PTK, which is like an honor society. If your college is associated with one of them, we actually do have an AMSA scholarship for quite a big amount that you guys can apply to. So if you are an AMSA member or you're not yet and you want to still apply for the scholarship and hopefully win your AMSA membership with the scholarship, please definitely go on and check that out too, because that is purely for future physicians at community colleges. That's where we're investing our money. That was a partnership that was very near and dear to my heart when it was coming about. So if you guys want to look into that, I know scholarships are amazing. I am a scholarship recipient and I know how much it helps. So definitely check that out. And I see we have some more questions.
Yeah, the only thing I add is, and this is mostly California. I don't know the rest of the country. I know that if you are an EOPS, TRIO, MESA, there's like a couple of programs if you're involved with, and if you want to be a member of an organization, and not just PTK, but any of them, if you write a one-page thing, they'll pay for it. So you just have to ask. You just have to ask for it. I know in California, and I don't know the rest of the country, but I know that they will do it. If, like I said, if you just put that on there, I know they pay for a lot of the PTK memberships if you're part of those organizations. So it's like EOPS, Mesa, Trio. There's another one. I think Puente, and then I think that's it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, they'll pay for it. So I know like they pay for SACNAS memberships. They pay for because I know they pay for SACNAS memberships, and it's pretty expensive. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so great. I'm going to read out the question. So how can we be connected to research opportunities as community college students? I will let Tara answer this one.
Yeah, that is a big question I get all the time. And to be 100% honest with you, really the only way that you can do that is start your own. I know that sounds big and scary, and that's why we have our own research project that if you want to get involved in and you want to evaluate the barriers of access for your community college students to the medical school application, it's a 20-question Google survey. Super simple. The entire project is done for you. But that way, you and me can work closely together, and I can help teach you how to start these little research projects at your school the right way, getting certain approvals and stuff that you can then go on to keep doing. So at my school, we're now going to turn it into a pre-PA one as well. So we're just going to keep expanding. And then a whole bunch of other students are going to get the opportunity every year to be a part of a research committee, right? So if that's something you're interested in, I can definitely plug with you, connect with you, have a meeting or email, whatever works for you. And that way I can teach you how to kind of go about these things and then also set you up for some research opportunities that you can start getting before you get to the college that you're going to transfer into as well. I have some advice there too. So hopefully we can work with you on that.
Awesome. Yeah, and another quick thing is, so what we were talking about for scholars programs, if you sign up for the scholars programs, we have a team of people who can help you come up with a research topic and will help you build that into a poster session. And you can definitely carry that project out, and we will help you through the steps for that. The other thing is, so we're working on a research directory, and we're going to put together a bunch of research opportunities for pre-medical and medical students. We're very close in putting that together. As soon as that's done, we will announce it to all our AMSA members as well. So I know how difficult it is for pre-medical as well as medical students to go find these opportunities ourselves. A lot of times, I think pre-medical as well as medical schools don't really do a great job of advertising these different opportunities for research. But that's another gap that AMSA is trying to fill. So we will have our directory hopefully before the new year, and we can let all of our AMSA members know about that. So those are just two other things. And I will read out the other question. What is the turnaround time between signing up for an AMSA chapter and being approved to start one? Great question. So the turnaround time is very quick. So our membership team works really hard and fast to make that happen. So if you have the 5 members, like Tyra was saying, then and you submit all of the charter chapter documents, which are very quick to fill out, then I would say less than a week is most likely what our turnaround time is very quick.
Yeah, and by the time you submit the charter chapter, you will already be, your emails will be sent to me.
Yes.
We will already be plugged in together, and we can meet now or in 6 months, whenever you kind of want. So it's kind of on your own schedule as well. If you really are wanting to go with this now and get started, this is a really good time. A lot of students still have some momentum in the year and want to get in plugged in with stuff like this. So you get treated, really, really easily, really quickly as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to say about a week to 2 weeks, just so I give us some buffer time, but it's usually pretty quick.
Yeah, awesome questions, guys. So I'm hoping that means you guys are getting really excited and involved and wanting to start a chapter, because I would absolutely love to be able to do that. We have about 5,000 new pre-med students a year across the country. So very little of them are community college students, and that's something that, Rohini as president and also our staff have really come together to rally around my passion for community college students, but also their own passion for just diversifying the pipeline. So if you guys want to start those community college, chapters, be the first kind of couple to be pioneered, then we're really excited for you.
Yeah, diversity 100% saves lives, and this is what AMSA really wants to work on as first generation students or any other diversity. It really helps build a very great physician, and that is what we're looking for. We're trying to build empathetic physicians.
Yeah, 100%. And if you guys, want to see us put our money where our mouth is, I like to say it like that, please go and check out our AMSA leadership. Just go and take a look at the diversity on our board. I think the last time we counted, represents 7 different countries, just from where people's backgrounds are. We are a very, very diverse group, and that's a really strong thing of AMSA. You are learning from people who look and have experiences nothing like yours. So it definitely is a really, really good one. I know you're at community college campuses. Those are generally more diverse groups of people anyway. But just seeing it on a national level and seeing it in medicine is really, really cool. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I'll ask a quick question. Who's interested in starting a chapter?
Yeah. Oh, yay.
Ah, great.
That's awesome. We're happy to work with you.
Sorry, I am really interested. I honestly didn't even know that this was such a big thing, maybe because I hadn't researched about it that much. So I'm really glad I came and listened, because now I'm actually like, I can learn so much more, and hopefully I can start my own chapter at FootHealth.
Yeah, fantastic. That's wonderful.
Anyone can start a chapter. I was proof of that, and it is really fun and really exciting to really start to hone in on kind of those skills and learn how you can help other students along the way, because we're all feeling the same things.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a great, leadership position to start your own chapter and to really help build that chapter up. I know Tyra did it. I know I did it. It's so empowering to be able to do that and work on topics that really matter to you.
Yeah. And I think a big thing for community college students is, a lot of the times if you go to their local hospital, there is a lot of students who are from the big university that's probably near you, and you kind of don't often have representation of the community colleges in some of these places. So when doctors work with you from a community college, or people on a national level, national advocates, experts in the field are sitting with a community college student, you are representing a generation of students who are not being seen as competitive to be there, which is ridiculous. But we're still breaking some of those stereotypes. And, even in the research project, your school is recognized, right? Like your entire school gets recognized, for being a part of it and for being one of those change makers and someone who's passionate about empowering students. So you will also be recognizing your entire school, on a national level, which I think is a really big honor, right? So your chapter, will be recognized by the school and by national, and then we'll also recognize your school for the work that they're doing too.
100%. And I can say, I helped kind of build my chapter, but the person who started it in my school, she gave me, like, it was a big empowerment for me when she said, join AMSA and this is what they do. And because of her also, I'm able to come to this position. So you'll be empowering yourself, you'll be empowering others. It's such a great way of, making those connections with people.
We do have one question in the Q&A.
Yes.
We're asking, do you have any advice in convincing an advisor to join our project or chapter and recruiting people?
Yeah. I go for it, Tyra.
Yeah, I can definitely take that. It can be a little bit difficult. Number one, when you're talking to an advisor, AMSA is a prestigious professional development organization. We are known across the country. So your school actually recognizes your chapter. I get a card for it when I go to graduation, right? So your school actually recognizes the AMSA entity as a whole, which has a lot of respect. So when you're talking to an advisor, kind of selling her or him or them on a kind of, leading, they don't have to do a lot, right? Some advisors do everything, and some advisors just sign the paperwork, right? So it's really just about if you have someone who you know is passionate about these topics, great, get them involved. If you just have someone who's willing to just help you start it, cool, get them involved, let them help you start it, and then you guys take the reins, right? You be the leaders, you start to do these things. So, like I said, you can get them involved just via going to office hours with professors who you think might be interested, or going to advising sessions and talking to them. Also, going to deans. That is not against the rules. I have done that to talk to them about opportunities. You can do that too, right? All of us have access to our deans. So that is a place you can go as well. And then in terms of recruiting other students, it's just about actually doing stuff that students are interested in, right? So if you host a meeting and you have a physician come from Harvard or, the White House to speak, they're going to come, right? If you have a suturing clinic, they're going to come, and you can get them involved that way. So it's just about having things that students want to do, and you guys know what those things are. You want to do them yourselves. So it's really just about kind of setting what you want for your chapter, how you want to help your school, and then, getting people involved who have that passion as well.
So a couple of things that I would add is the first is that how to ask an advisor. So all of you that want to apply to medical school, you got to do this one thing for about 2 of your professors, ask him for a letter of recommendation.
Yeah.
So this is like really great way that you get to interact with a professor just outside the classroom, but you just need to have the courage to ask him to do this, because if you can't ask him to start a chapter, it's much harder to do it, have him then write you a letter of recommendation for medical school. That's the first thing that I would say, is that this is a really great way that you get to connect with your professor, and that they will know you from outside of your outside of just classroom. Second thing is, all you all going to be applying to medical school, and leadership is a big one. So like, y'all can just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to be the pre-med trustee for AMSA. Not going to happen. Or the AMSA president. It's not going to happen. So you got to take the first step. First step is to start your chapter. You can't just say, oh, I'm just going to, you just can't. Leadership is not something you could read a book about. I mean, good to read a book about it. You got to do it by doing, because there is some process, there's some failures, there's successes. And so that's part of it. The other part of it that I just want to add is to this is that, so you're going to have to, I say you got to put your big boy pants on, but in a sense, it takes courage, and it takes to do it, but you can do it because a lot of other people have done it. And then the other part of it too is, at the end of the day, like, yes, it's not so much about getting a speaker from Harvard to show up. All of you, most of you, go to schools that have these big white buildings called hospitals, and so you just act locally. I always make the joke, because you can't be president without winning, a local election. So so you don't have to like say, oh, I need to. Obviously, if you're going to Bunker Hill Community College, which is literally a mile from Harvard, yes, get someone from Harvard. But if you're not there, and if you're somewhere close, there's a community there. But just basically getting together a group of like-minded people. And the last part of it, the question was, how do you recruit other students and other people to show up to your meetings? And there's this very famous movie. It's an older movie, but it's called Field of Dreams, and basically it says, if you build it, they will come. So if you're building something that other people are interested in, they're going to show up. So if, you could do a study skill workshop, you could do, and the other thing is if you're a community college, I know in California, and I know I'm like, I'm not biased towards California. I live in California and I know a lot about the system. There's MESA programs, there's TRIO programs, there's all of these like little infrastructures that you could tap into. um, they could help you with a little bit of funding, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But there's a lot of infrastructure in there that you could tap into and create something for your own. And so, but you have to take the first step. And as much as we would love to have Dr. Siva take that first step for you, or even Tyra, they're not going to do it. And if and so you're going to have to do that yourself. And and I think like the whole part of it is as an immigrant, going back to Lin-Manuel's song "Immigrants Get the Job Done." Yeah, you just have to get the job done, and it doesn't matter if you're an immigrant or non-immigrant. You're just gonna it's scary, but you're just gonna have to do it. And so that's the only thing I'm gonna say.
No, that was brilliant. That was perfect. Yeah, and like you said, you have to take the first step, but we will be here to help you take the following steps. So just reach out to us, even if you're like, I don't know, I kind of want to, but I don't know. Reach out, and we got you. We will be there. We can talk it through with you some more one-on-one and see what really is the best fit for you. There's one more question in the chat that I want to get to. What kind of opportunities can pre-med students at our college benefit from other than research and workshops? That's a great question, right? Really valid. You want to obviously look at kind of opportunities that your students are going to benefit from in terms of medical application is one, right? So we do a lot in terms of the medical school application, like MCAT workshops, study sessions are a great one, networking opportunities, being able to network with people who could potentially, help you get a job at a hospital or help you get shadowing. So those are some really big things for your medical school application. Those can be very beneficial. Awards that can also go on. So there's lots of different awards that you can win at your chapter. There's also then scrolls and stuff that you can have for when you graduate. So that's always a nice thing. So looking at that kind of side of it. Then you can also look at just like the personal side of it too. Family, friends, people who are taking that same organic chemistry class with you and crying on a Friday night because their test is on Monday, right? So just family and having someone who understands what you're going through, or maybe not someone who understands your entire story, but just someone you can relate to and connect with. We like the med students like to say trauma bonding. I think we do it as pre-meds as well, right? So just having someone, letters of recommendations are great. Misery loves company. I like that. Letters of recommendations, like connecting with your teachers, maybe possibly then getting a mentor out of it, right? Someone who's just going to be able to guide you a little bit more on life. Not even the med school application. My professor the other day taught me Control Z. Like you can undo mistakes you make, like Control Z. I didn't know that, right? So like, I know that's a really silly thing, but it like blew my mind. So just a mentor, right? So you can get mentorship opportunities from it too. And then again, like just growing life skills, right? How to do your CV, how to set up your LinkedIn page. So it doesn't just all have to be about medical school application all the time, which I know a lot of our lives are. But you can benefit from just having a group of people and deciding you guys want to grow together as human beings. That's a really great kind of way to sum up what an AMSA chapter can be. And like we said, come up with what you want it to be. It can be anything you want it to be. So if you need something, build it and people will come, right? So I hope that kind of helps.
No, absolutely. Exactly what Tyra said. The other only personal thing I'll add is I had my bachelorette party with my FAMSA. So that's how connected that's how much I look up to them as my friends, my family, that I just wanted to celebrate my bachelorette with them, and this is what, being an AMSA member is all about. Everything that Tyra said. So any personal, professional, anything that you'd need help with, that's what we're here for. We're here to build future physicians, like really great future physicians. And we've got you, and we know that you are 100% capable of that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I loved her bachelorette party. I was there. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Med students can study hard and party hard too. You'll learn that. But no, like just to piggyback off that, Rohini, like I phoned Rohini the other day just in tears. Like I was in pure tears, right? Because I was having a really hard day, and we all have that. And she was just someone who was like, I know, right? I've been there. I've done that application. I know, the pressure you're feeling. I'm here. What can I help you with? Right. And like just that is as a person, to hype her up. She's an amazing person. But she's just one of many. So it's just kind of about having people and good people who want to change the world, people who want to be, a really incredibly difficult career. We're all a little bit crazy in some ways. And it just kind of is someone that can be there for you. So I hope that kind of helps.
Yeah. I will have to jump off because I am at a wedding and sitting in my car. But please feel free to email me. Tyra dropped in my email. It's pres@amsa.org. We're very, very happy to help you, and it's so great to meet all of you. And I hope to hear back I hope to see lots of emails saying that you guys want to start chapters. Be fantastic.
And it's not her wedding, if anybody.
No, it's not my wedding. But my husband officiated our very close friend's wedding, so it's really great to be here. Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you so much, Ruben, for helping us with this.
Thank you so much, Rohini.
Bye,
I will
guys.
stay on, guys, to keep answering questions if you guys have any more questions. I know Rohini's really dedicated to her role as president, as a med student who's taking a gap year. That's something you guys want to do. Leadership goes all the way into medical school as well. So you can be in this organization for 8 years, over 8 years if you take a gap year. So she was a pre-med in AMSA. Our former president was also a pre-med in AMSA and worked their way up to be the president of the entire organization, which is a paid role, by the way. You can take a year off med school and get paid to advocate. So there's a long road that you guys can be involved with us. Any more questions, comments, concerns that I can maybe help answer before you guys get your Friday back?
We have a med student panel at 5 with
that's awesome.
UCLA med students.
You guys
It's
go
5.
to that.
Is it true that this is a question? Is it true that if someone has a BS degree, then you can't be a member of AMSA? I would say I don't know where you heard that from, but every single medical student that is an AMSA member has a BS. So
yeah, no, you can be anything. If you are a graduate student, maybe that's where the confusion's coming in. Like you've graduated from undergrad and you're in a gap year, you can just apply as a pre-med. Like you can buy a membership, and you can even buy a 1-year membership for $35 as a pre-med. So you can have a degree. I have friends who have got their degrees and have come back to finish their prereqs and stuff. Yeah. So don't worry, anyone can be an AMSA member. There's even parent memberships. So if your parent wants to sign up for AMSA, we do have family and friends supporting memberships. So anyone can be an AMSA member. We even have some students that I know come a lot from the community colleges that are PA students or just, pre-health kind of figuring it out students. You can also sign up to be AMSA members, right? Yes, we do cater towards future physicians, but at the same time, if you're still on that journey figuring it out, shadowing and research and all of that is good for all of those kinds of applications. So you can be involved in anything. Should I sign up on the website? Yeah, definitely. You can definitely sign up on our website at amsa.org. I know we dropped the chat. We dropped a link in the chat. So you can sign up at any time. It's going to ask you to put your school in and all stuff like that. You create a little account, and then you're going to get an email with all your benefits and stuff. One that Rohini didn't mention that I like to point out is Kaplan Test Prep actually gives you 20% off a comprehensive MCAT course. So not like a specific course, any. You 20% off any course. And if you start your own chapter and you become a chapter officer, you get 50% off a course, right? And that's valid for the year you take it. So it's that you don't have to worry about it being now. Like I have one for when I take it, and I was a chapter officer a year ago. So that's also something. So yeah, you can sign up tonight. Let me know because I'll go see the stats and see how many people registered. That's really cool. If you follow us on the Instagram page at AMSA National, I'll follow you back because I have the login details. So I'll see it and I'll follow you back so you get an extra follower as well.
I can't. Do you know where it is? It's like there's a list of all the benefits and discounts you get.
Yes. Should be under deals.
Oh yeah, click. Oh yeah, deals. Okay.
We have a very big website and it has a lot on it. So go through it, look at some of the cool stuff we do. We have an on-call blog where you can read about some stuff. We have publication opportunities as well for you guys if you want to get published. It's not a medical journal, but it doesn't have to be. They don't specify publications. It is, yes, I'll touch on that one. It is specifically for like the New Physician, which is a magazine that we started, which is older than myself. And you guys can get published in a magazine. I have a friend right now who's writing about space medicine. She's interested in that. I wrote about getting back into the gym after COVID. So it doesn't have to be something wild and like, oh my gosh, I need to know a lot about science. No, anything you're passionate about, health and wellness, can also be a publication opportunity.
So I use the medical. I've used it. I lost my stethoscope and I actually bought because it had a good discount.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of really cool discounts. There's an American Bank card, like a student card that apparently is really, really good on its return. There's stuff like that as well. So definitely check some of that stuff out. It really is awesome. The Figs 25% off is great. We all love a good pair of scrubs, don't we? I'll open it up to any more questions.
Ask away because if you guys don't have questions, we'll have
happy to answer them, you know, about AMSA, about being a pre-med, about community college, anything that you guys have. Clearly, I did a really good job on the presentation. Whenever there's no questions when I speak, I'm always like, oh, clearly I did a good
There's
job.
also another one. There's another. I haven't used it yet because I haven't traveled, but I know there's a travel discount too. That you could get. You could get booking discounts for hotels and cars. I haven't used it yet, so.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some good ones, and that, you know, the value of being an AMSA member is a lot higher than the money. And I know $75 can be a lot of money for community college students, guys. I completely understand that. Know that this is an investment into your future. Know that if you want us to maybe talk to your school, your SGA, about possibly starting a chapter, but you guys don't have the funds, we can also help you look for the funds through your school, right? Or through fundraising. Like we can also help you do stuff like that. I never want money to be a barrier for students because I know it is. And going through the medical school application, it's going to be for so many of us. So if that's something I can help you guys with now, just being a member, you know, trying to be a member, that's something we'll definitely work with you on. So if that is a big barrier, please let us know and we can work on some solutions. Awesome. I don't know if we have any more questions.
Yeah. Any questions? Going once? Going twice? No questions? Anyone? Anyone?
Oh.
All right, then since we don't have any questions, we're gonna let Tyra go. She's not at a wedding.
No.
She gets back to her regular, what is it, regular programming?
Yeah, I guess so. I want to go and relax. I've worked very hard today.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you go. Thanks
Awesome.
everyone, and you guys have all the contact
Thank
and links and
you.
everything.
Thank you
for
so
coming,
much.
and
This is amazing.
have a great weekend, and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, definitely. This was amazing. Thank you so much. Keep coming to these kinds of sessions, guys. This is how you're going to grow. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
See ya.